Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to TerraScape. This is a chill sort of city building puzzle game kind of thing. It's kind of in the same genre as Dorfromantik, and I think it's going to draw a lot of immediate comparisons to Dorfromantik, but mechanically it's doing something pretty different. And I am really digging it. We're going to jump in here and just play a game in a second, but before we do that, I want to call out one little thing that they did that I love, and I know this is minor, but it's so important to me. I appreciate it so much. When you launch the game for the first time, all of the audio sliders are at the middle, and the game volume is extremely reasonable. There is so much stuff. I play a lot of video games because of this job and also the fact that I'm a huge video game nerd. And almost everything launches at 1 billion decibels with all of the sliders turned all the way up, and I just feel like this could be the norm. If you want it louder, you can make it louder, but why not just start at a reasonable level, right? I didn't have to adjust the audio mix at all for this recording, and I think that's rad. Anyway, let's get in here, and we're gonna just do a kingdom mode gameplay first. Well, you know what? Let me show you this other stuff. So it has some scenario play, which feels pretty puzzly. It has what it calls puzzle terras that, in my admittedly brief experience with them, function a lot like tutorials for the best use for specific buildings and features. They really teach you how to get the most out of individual cards, which is very cool. But we're going to spend most of today's episode just in a kingdom mode game, showing you kind of the deal here. I am going to say let's just start with a small normal Terra here. As you can see, the game just came out today. I have not played a huge amount of it, but I do think it's really rad. So, yeah, that seems fine. This seems like it's going to be a little challenging with the islands, but that's all right. So this game is all about building terrain features and structures that synergize well together. You're trying to lay things down in such a way that they are getting the maximum bonus from the other things that are nearby. So we've got our tiny little set of sky islands here. Every game in this mode, you're going to start by placing your keep, and I'm going to put my keep down kind of in the middle of the largest featureless area. Like here's probably okay. All right, when we play, we got our first keep upgrade, and we need to pick a pack of cards to be able to play with. Now, I have played one full game of this mode. I went down this like settlement community culture track. So let's try some of this top stuff just for the sake of difference. So the basic idea of this game is you want to just get to keep playing cards. The game ends when you run out of cards to play. Every time we fill up this meter here over on the right by scoring points, we will earn more draws. Every time we fill up this meter over here, we'll unlock new types of decks to draw from. So right now we have this basic food deck that we just chose. The only thing we can draw from it right now is the Gatherer's Hut. That's fine. That's what we're going to start with. So we've gotten 2 copies of the Gatherer Hut building. You can see it gains points by being played on grass or arid terrain, loses points by being played on rural or urban terrain. If we select it, it pins all that information over there, and we can just like drag it around in the world and see. Obviously, we're strongly incentivized to play it near some berry bushes on some grass, far away from predators, far away from urban areas, the city itself. So this seems like a pretty strong region over here. We got some grass, we got a bunch of bushes. And they do gain points from being played together. So let's do that. Let's play our 2 Gatherer's Huts together. So you can see 45 points was enough to fill this bar once already. Each time you fill the bar, the next fill requires a little bit more. And that'll be true for this bar as well. We'll just play this right here since they play so well together. That's earned us 2 draws already. And you can see this little plaque above the thing you just played. Gives you a pretty good idea of whether you're doing well with that building. Both of those turned gold. They went through bronze to silver to gold, indicating that we're doing an all right job with that. So in addition to filling up these bars to earn more decks and more draws, we are leveling up each of our decks. If we score another 55 points with basic food buildings, we'll unlock the next thing in the deck. So it'll be possible to draw more than just the Gatherer hut. We only pulled one more hut there. There are some deer on this tile game, and I would love to avoid building over the game and losing them, but gosh, these two game tiles are the ones that are worth all of the points, aren't they? Are there berry bushes? Okay, there's some clusters of berry bushes in other places that we could build around. You got a big swamp up there. There's some mining and forestry territories around here. Ooh, look at this. This is quite a cluster. There we go, 60 points for that. And now, when we draw from this deck, we can also receive hunting cabins. In my experience, when you earn a new upgrade, the first time you draw from that deck, you are guaranteed to draw your new thing. So this likes to be played on thickets. Gains points from predators and game. I don't know if we've seen any predators, but obviously we have, there's some game around here. Yeah, I don't see any obvious predators. Well, let's put down our hunting cabin. So it likes to be near a royal forest. It does not like to be close to other hunting cabins. Really, really, really does not. And notice the range of this tile in the top right of this little tooltip is 3. So when it's saying receives, loses points from, it's counting everything within 3 tiles of itself. You can see this area is quite impressive. So that also means we have to be really careful with them, because they are going to, putting one down is going to deny points to others in a very large area around that. But gosh, I wish this wasn't water. I really want to place this like just at the edge of this area. All right, if we put this one down for 60 points, that's pretty decent. And we have filled the blue bar now. So we've earned our second upgrade. We can take forestry or settlement. Let's grab forestry. All right, so now when we go to make a pick here, we'll be given a choice of decks. Forestry and basic food, both unlocked. Let's pull a forestry. Let's do a forestry pull here just for the sake of variety. I played with the forestry cards a little bit, so I know how these work. All right, so this, obviously, it wants to be played on... it does not want to be played on thickets or grass. It wants to be played inside of the forest, ideally as surrounded by trees as possible. If you can get it near a forest settlement or a royal forest, that's even better. And we'll talk about what that means. For right now, I am just going to put this down over here. They don't like to be near each other. Like, really, really don't like to be near each other. So these isolated little patches of trees are perfect for our purposes. We can't put it down on the tile that has the river on it. Yeah, that's pretty decent. All right, we've leveled up our forestry deck enough to get foresters out of it. And this is where we can maybe start talking about merged buildings. So there are things that will happen if you set down your buildings in certain orientations. When you first launch the game, all of this stuff is hidden, but some of the recipes will be revealed to you or partially revealed to you as you place the buildings that they're made of. So we're being told this gatherer hut, there's a thing that happens when you make 3 gatherer huts in a triangle. Okay, it turns into a fruit farm. When you build a fruit farm, the fruit farm will generate grass on the surrounding tiles, 1 tile in each direction, and you'll be given the ability to, you'll be given 2 place berry bushes cards. These are just worth 15 points anywhere you can put them down. They don't have any effect range, but obviously playing with this helps you set up for more play with your gatherers farms. Or with your basic food deck in general, which is definitely interesting. We're 60 points off of leveling up the basic food deck again. We'll come back to playing with the forester in a second here. Let's pull from here. Oh, hey, we pulled an improved card. So every once in a while, you'll pull a sort of a shiny version of one of your basic buildings that'll have bonus range, different influences than the basic ones, something that's just like a little bit special. So this one gets massive bonuses from being played near the fruit farm, extra value from being played near berry bushes, and it has bonus range. So I'm definitely thinking, let's put down some more berry bushes. And really just score the hell out of this building, shall we? How much do we need to unlock a new card? Only 60. Yeah, let's, trying to think, like, do I want to put this down in a place where we could potentially make another farm with it? I think so. So let's place berry bushes, like, here. And I don't want to incentivize myself to build gatherers huts over top of the those poor deer, but this should be pretty good. That's 125 points there. It also gets additional value from basic gatherer huts. Well, you know what then? Let's build this normal one down. Buildings do not always get equal value from each other. It's sometimes ordering matters quite a lot. Let's make another basic food pole. Then get a gatherer's hut to place down here. We've earned ourselves the wheat field. This would get points if it had a wheat field nearby. But I do sort of feel like let's just cash this in, right? 145 is pretty damn good for a gatherer's hut, and then it turns into this. Got that one diamond rated. It turns into another nice fruit farm, another merged building for us. Earns us some more berry bushes. That's pretty cool. Let's pull basic food again so that we can see this wheat field. Wow, we got another improved gatherer hut. That's wild. Okay, these just gain points on grass. I'm sure there will be some kind of thing that happens if we gather these together and then like build a farm or something nearby. Do we have a sense? Okay, yeah, there is an idea here of what if you put down some wheat there and then something else. Okay, there's a lot of merged buildings that have wheat as a component. Also, something like that, gather huts around something. You can see here in my other game, I unlocked some knowledge about things to do with mining and things to do with forests and whatnot. My guess is this is some kind of settlement building, maybe a hut or something. Let's just find a nice grassy place to put down some wheat fields. I mean, this seems pretty all right. So yeah, it has no range, just wants to be played on grass. So we'll put down another one here, and then we'll experiment with what might go there. And in the interim, so we can't actually build on swamps. I'm not sure if there's a way to alter swamps, but we don't quite have another. It would be really nice to build another fruit farm up here, but we just don't quite have the space for it. We did have a hint at another building that's made of gatherers' huts, so we could put down some berry bushes and try to make some of that work. This thing does like to be near the wheat fields. So maybe like 1, 2, 3 could be our intended gatherer's hut tiles. Trying to like leave room for everything else we're trying to do. And a lot of the game is about this, like this idea of trying to build things in a sensible location, maximize your points, but also not like starve out the space that you need for other things. Yeah, we're just kind of experimenting right now. I don't really know what we're looking for. So let's commit to this idea of building a crescent of gatherers' huts here. And if we're going to do that, then we want to place our berry bushes like here, and I think I'm going to build the enhanced one over here. The game's a little awkward. Maybe we put this one here. We do the enhanced building there, so it takes advantage of everything. And then we do another basic food pole. Oh, okay. Just mostly get wheat fields. I'm going to do one more basic food pole. There we go. We have a lock to keep upgrade. I'm kind of curious about this this food stuff pack that emerges from basic food. Let's see about that. Okay, the brewery. Let's pop one of these. So breweries get big bonuses from being near fruit farms, some kind of merged building that we haven't discovered yet. Ah, and in fact, we have learned that the brewery is the building that goes here in this this shape. So let me pull another basic food. Ooh. Also, sometimes you'll be offered special cards instead of a pick from your normal packs. But you can see, once you start getting into having more packs up, you won't always be offered everything that you have unlocked. Like, we can't make a forestry pull here. I would just like one more gatherer hut for the moment. Put that down before we put down the brewery, because this cares about the berry bushes, but the berry bushes don't care about it. Okay, that's a vineyard. So spreads grass to surrounding tiles and generates us some hop fields, which get big points from being near breweries and a little bit of score from being near other hop fields, but mostly they care about the brewery. I mean, that's pretty strong, right? And then we could play over top of some berries, I suppose. So we still don't know what a lot of these other buildings are for. There's something coming out of a mountain. Okay, my guess is that there's more food stuff unlocks to be earned. Let's grab another. What do we need for the next one? We need another 15 points of food stuff. So this gets 25 points from every hop field in its area. Fruit farms and vineyards are good. So yeah, notice it doesn't want to be placed near another brewery, but it loves being placed near a vineyard. So we can put one of these down here, and then we could even turn it into a vineyard afterward by building berry bushes around it if we want to. It would also like to be near a fruit farm. So I'm looking at this and wondering, like, what is the optimal build out? Is it better to like fruit farm over here with some basic gatherers fields? Or with some basic gatherers huts, rather. I suppose it is worth noting that a fruit farm is 35 points, but 2 gatherer huts is 30. So it might even be worth not combining them and building something else in the adjacent space, like another berry bush. Berry bush here plus 2 gatherers fields gets you a pretty good total payout from the brewery. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I think that there's also, if we make another 825 points of basic food, we'll unlock the next building in that pack. And we still don't know what we're doing over here. I think I am going to... But if we build another berry farm, we'll get more... another fruit farm, we'll get more berry bushes too. It's a little hard to know what is like the most optimal play, really. I think I'm just going to go ahead and place this. Let's see what the next thing is. Okay, yeah, a windmill. That makes sense. You would want it to be surrounded by the fields. Let's take the foodstuff pole. Yeah. And this has got to be the building for this purpose, right? I mean, it doesn't say that. Interesting. Windmill that has one wheat field adjacent to it and then something else is a combined building design. Well, then I will build this over here. I think it's fairly strong there and it gives us room to play around. And then we have so many wheat fields. I guess we may as well construct this shape. And then we could potentially build... you do have to watch your elevation differences. You can get a combined building across a small elevation distance or difference, but watch out for like sheer cliff faces because they will disrupt. They will disrupt combined buildings in the area. Let's take a little bit more basic food. Yeah, I think I'm going to... trying to figure out what the most efficient way to do this is. Because I do want to turn this into another vineyard. Which means placing berry gathering stuff all around it. So we'll put this down first before we lose the berry bush. Yeah, give me a forester. Get our gatherer's hut, form another vineyard. And then at this point we can build some very effective hop fields. Yeah, it's tough to pass up the value from those. Now, these cards are red and they are not associated with a deck, so we are still earning points toward our yellow and blue bars by playing these, but we are not earning points toward upgrades, I think. I mean, obviously it's fine. Keep upgrade will give us a textile pack. Let's see about this. Okay, so currently all we have access to is the flax field. We don't know what to do with it, but we do know it sure does play well on grass. Do we have immediate knowledge of designs for it? No, but I mean, sometimes you just stumble into things. That's fine. Yeah, I'm sure it's used in something, right? Let's try to play out some more of the stuff we have in our hand here. Actually, let me take another... Well, I was going to say take another forestry pole. But apparently that's not in the cards for us right now. Take another foodstuff pole. There we go. Alright, a lumberjack's not exactly what I was looking at. I was trying to get more... we did get more foresters. We got a lumberjack and some foresters. So, let me show you a thing that we can do with foresters. Foresters, you can just play them on grass or whatever. They also play well on trees, but they don't really do a lot on trees. But you can use them, as you might imagine, to generate a forest. You play them in a diamond shape like this, and they will create a royal forest, which generates a place forest card, I think, and definitely generates, yeah, and also 10 extra points, and also adds forests on surrounding tiles, and also generates the thicket biome underneath those. So you can see this is now a thicket tile with a forest on it, which is great for, like, lumberjacks. And lumberjacks love being next to this royal forest. So I think we're going to go ahead and put down A lumberjack right there. That's just like a ton of value. We're about to unlock the next forestry building. Before we do that, let's play maybe some more of these things. We do have this hunting cabin. Where is there an awful lot of game? I mean, that's all right. Yeah, I don't know that we're seeing natural concentrations of game too much higher than that. Obviously, down here, we can play around the edge of the other hunting cabin. I think this is okay. Puts these down in sort of an out-of-the-way kind of way. We have the ability to destroy built buildings in case we want to, place new stuff in a new area around them. All right, we're just going to build a little bit of a flax field in a grassy area somewhere. I want to be a little far away from the other things that we're currently doing. Give this room to grow because we may end up using a lot of space for it. There's a lot of berry bushes over here, and it kind of makes me want to use this as a gathering area. But I guess that's true of every grassy area, right? It's always full of some other resource. Yeah, let's just see about these. So in order to unlock the next building, we just need to put down 2 more decent flax fields. Let's do them like that. Interesting, a tanner. So you're definitely going to want hunting cabins nearby for your tanner. It would like to be on a grass space. And then there's other stuff that it would like to be near that we're not really super sure of. Let me pull a basic field. I would love to find another hunter's cabin if we could. Because this tanner, we could place it it's got a pretty large area. There's room for us to put a hunting cabin down over here, still benefit from several of these deer. Actually, I'm going to take a place game draw. Come on, hunting cabin. Oof. Bad luck. They really want us to play wheat, and I am not playing along. Okay, we'll take another forestry draw. I would really like to see grand demolition. Demolish a merged building. Interesting. Yeah, we are only getting wheat fields. So this is part of the challenge of the game, right? You got to be willing to be flexible, to play along with the things you are given. I'm a little curious here. Does this show us yet a design that contains flax? Because there's got to be a merged building for flax, right? But no, it does not. Well, that's fine. I mean, it could be that there isn't anything. It would seem awfully strange. All right, we have so many wheat fields. I'm going to build another one up here in the hopes that we can use it for some of these dense wheat shapes. And then also over here, we can probably clear out some of these berry bushes. That's fine. All right, we've unlocked some new improvements for our banner. This is a thing the game does quite a lot. Do I want to just throw down a gatherer hut over here before? I think so. I think I'm going to do that. We have a design that starts kind of like this somewhere. I know I saw it. This wants to be next to a pair of breweries, actually. That's weird. But I'm probably just going to remove these now. I wanted to take advantage of them while they were up, but at this point, we're probably just placing wheat fields. All right. We're also hitting, you can see down here, just basic score milestones. These don't really do very much, I don't think. This is kind of a way of tracking how well you're doing in the game overall. Alright, basic food. Okay, we finally got another hunting cabin. So let's make this hunting cabin very strong. Kind of want to put it up here on the hill. So let's put some game in the area a little bit. You don't actually get any benefit from the game. You just want that hunting cabin to be good. So, unfortunately, placing game is not going to improve the hunting cabins we already have. But let's just put them down somewhere. Okay, so this hunting cabin here is 90 points. It's a pretty decent start. And then we put down a tanner that is served by all three of these. I'm going to put it down on a grass tile if possible. Okay, and that earned us enough points to shoot right past the threshold there. And earn access to the sheep pasture. So near gatherer huts, near wheat fields. This would like to be near a river. I mean, we have a pretty good spot for this, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat 95 points. $170 to the next building for that deck. Got another one of those fancy gatherer huts, and I have to feel like this is a pretty compelling position for this because of its increased reach and special adjacencies. Like, I'll just throw down 165 points for a gatherer hut. That seems fine. We only need another 210 points to unlock the next upgrade in that deck. We know that the windmill is probably not the building that's being depicted there. Oh, right. They don't like being so close to each other. We may not want to build a windmill over here, actually. We may want to come down here and build it. Yeah, like off of these. I think that's a pretty decent one. Gonna make myself just like a little gathering farm over here. Why not? Just trying to make sure that we're like getting some getting some decent use out of the cards that we've pulled. Alright, basic food needs only 100 more points. We could do the same thing up here. I'm trying to like maintain space to go into mining if we want. I don't know exactly which decks we're planning to open yet. So the forestry deck is close to an upgrade. The food stuff deck is not super close, but it does have some pretty high value buildings. So we probably can't use this gatherer's farm to try to figure out what this building is. I like to be near fruit farms and vineyards. Honestly, like this brewery probably just, it plays best up in this area, right? If I'm willing to clear the game from this tile, we sure can get a pretty good brewery down. Yeah, I think that's a very worthwhile. 180 points doesn't quite earn us the diamond on that one. Oh, interesting. 3 sheep pastures arranged in this way gets us some kind of something. So unfortunately, we can't do that with the sheep pasture we laid down here because its surroundings are extremely constrained. You just want to be near gatherers' huts and wheat fields, huh? Maybe we could set this up somewhere down here. Like, this isn't terrible. Alright, I think that's going to be my plan. Obviously, we have to actually pull 3 sheep pastures to do it. And this is not the strongest setup. We can throw down some berry bushes. Make it reasonable to put down a gatherer's hut here. Okay, cattle pastures. Interesting. That'll make these a lot less painful to place. Getting like actual interesting value. Let's have a look at a cattle pasture. So this would love to be near a fruit farm. A wheat field is worth the same amount. It's worth noting. City districts, gatherers' huts. Not really near other animals or trees. Interesting that they don't like trees. Out of curiosity, do we see anything on those wheat shapes? Ah, okay. So this is the wrong, the cow would have to be there for this one. But we might be able to do it back over here. So let's see here. It's like this. We have, in fact, made ourselves an ox mill. Pays out a couple of wheat fields. Removes resources and blockers on surrounding tiles and then covers them with grass. That's interesting. We still don't know what the mirror version of that thing is. But yeah, good. Alright, we are trying to pull textiles so we can make a shilling. That one was down, right? Okay, 15 extra value, another sheep pasture card, and just some grass on surrounding tiles. And gosh, these sure do like to get played next to shilings. I'm definitely thinking of just building another one. I mean, this is a nice mining area, but who says we're even going to take mining? All right, so we got access to a tailor. Tailors want to be next to tanners and shilings, yeah, to make things out of the things. This makes sense to me. So I think what I want to do is let this sit in our hand for a second because I want to build another shilling, at least one other shilling around here. If I were to place you there, you would benefit from a tanner here. And the tanner does like a shilling an awful lot. Also, some hunters' cabins would be lovely. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Just place this. Just trying to make sure we're using the stuff. Remembering to use the stuff from my hand. 25 points to upgrade forestry again. You know, I'm cool with that. Let's put this down to unlock the sawmill. So if we do a quick forestry pull, sawmill is a building that likes to be around forest settlements and royal forests, and also lumberjacks. It's got a pretty decent range. So if we tried to hold out on the forest stuff until we got enough foresters to create another royal forest, that would be handy. Double sheep pull, also quite handy. Oh, wait a second. Ah, that's a sheer cliff face. I did not realize. Shoot. Well, you know what? This works, right? Yeah. That still gets me the combine. Taylor's looking a little bit better. Do we want to... I mean, yes, of course I want to push for more. let's make a forestry pole here. Foresters, in theory, to let us finish this royal forest. Plus some nice lumberjacks to take optimal advantage of the number of royal forests. 250 buildings to get us the next level of forestry card. Yeah, we have enough forests in this area that it's starting to get hard to put a valuable one down. Enough lumberjacks, rather. Let's do this, and then we can place this sawmill such that it benefits from not quite everything, but a lot of that. There you go. We're earning some decent value. Couple of draws left. I'm gonna go for a basic food draw, hoping for... Okay, well, I mean, a cattle pasture is not a bad pull. I was hoping for, obviously, a hunter's cabin, hunting cabin. Yeah, so we'll put this down over here. We're just trying to continue gathering resources for draws. So these love to be near fruit farms in particular. I mean, we probably can run a decent... Oh, geez, right. Near fruit farms, not near trees. Actually, there's probably a pretty good pasture spot up here, huh? Could be better. We could also just put one down, you know, wherever there's a lot of wheat, there is some amount of scoring. Yeah. If we were to turn this into another ox mill... I mean, the ox mill doesn't seem terribly amazing. Just gets some more wheat fields. Does wheat like being near the ox mill? No, wheat doesn't even notice the difference. All right, let's put you down here. 80 points is pretty good, I reckon. We're still getting picks very frequently, so you don't necessarily need to worry about maximizing every little thing. Another cattle pasture. Where do we want to gather our hut? I suppose I could fruit farm here. Yeah. Even though the gatherer's hut that we place is not great, I think that's okay. So we still need a little bit more forestry stuff, a little bit more food stuff value as well. So we could run a really inferior mill down there. Or honestly, like an only slightly better one up here. These are kind of not the most impressive buildings. Alright, the brewery doesn't like being near another brewery, but it does love being near all the rest of this stuff. Okay, that's earned us the third foodstuff card. The Butcher. Hey, what a surprise. Loves cattle pastures, loves the other thing. Hunting cabins. Hunting cabins are tough, though. Notice it does not get benefits from the upgraded buildings that sheep and cattle might be used in, which is a little bit of a shame. Hey, actually, here's a question. I'm sure tanners don't like to be near each other. Actually, tanners do not suffer any particular penalty from being near each other. Well then, sure, why not put them together? And you can do a pretty decent butcher over here as well. Okay, we're still getting golds, and we're about to pull another pack, which is exciting. Let's... I do need to place this tailor at some point. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how much more stuff am I doing? Because we could do another shieling right here, which would certainly improve the tailor, since the hunting cabins are being a little uncooperative. Alright, it's a little hard for us to place productive lumberjacks. We've been very aggressive with lumberjacks so far, and they're just kind of everywhere now. We do have 2 place forest cards plus a forester. Or plus enough foresters to build a, what do you call it, a royal... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll make a royal forest. That'll get us access to the charcoal burner and also the trade deck. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, place predator. Interesting. Alright, so our basic trade card, we got 5 of them here. Holiers. They like to be... Oh, they have a huge range. They like to be near ox mills and mining enclaves and butchers and all kinds of shit. They don't like to be near the game or other haulers, obviously. That's no big surprise. Do they care about... They do not care about gatherers' huts or berry bushes. Interesting. And they get bonuses from fish, and they get bonuses from all kinds of stuff. Just like being near the river is super high value. And if this is true, does this mean like we could build like ox mills and stuff over here, right? We have plenty of wheat fields. Yeah, we could maybe make this a very compelling area to put one of these down. All right, I've already forgotten how to ox mill. It doesn't always reveal the picture right away. Here we go. This one totally does, though. All right, so we need cow and wheat and... So the cow would go on that space there. We could do another one over here. Now we need to pull cows and we need to pull mills, so this is a little tricky. We do have a new forestry building to play with as well. Yeah, I guess let's take that draw. So the charcoal burner loves to be near a forest settlement. We don't quite have the tools to make a forest settlement. It uses cards that are in one of the, obviously, the settlement packs. We can put down another sawmill. But honestly, this doesn't even care that much about the sawmills. It loves to be near a royal forest. So, like, a charcoal burner right in the middle of all of this stuff is doing some real earning. I think that is a very reasonable play. Okay, the sawmills don't like to see each other. Alright. It doesn't really matter where we put that down, I don't think. Now, I had treat up this area a little bit so that we can build lumberjacks into it. There we go. Alright, back to what we were doing. You may have noticed I haven't built anything near the keep. The keep produces urban ground, which is valuable for some things. You can see the Hollier likes to be on urban ground, but we're not playing with a lot of the cards that play well with that, so I'm kind of just like spreading out into the surrounding area here. Alright, we need windmills for sure. Okay, we don't necessarily, you know, have to get them. That's not horrible, I suppose. You sure would like to get that hunting cabin, though. Breweries also like the presence of a river. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to take that. I think that's very reasonable. You do not care about a brewery, unfortunately. Yeah, so unfortunately we are sort of... darn it. We are relying on a fair amount of hope here. Again, this is like part of the game is rolling with the unlocks and not trying to force things too much, I think. Oh wait, that tile was going to be part of this. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. This wheat field could still be these 3 tiles, right? So it would be, this is the cow and this is the windmill. Windmill doesn't like being near trees. That's fine. I don't care that much. Ooh, a granary. Gets big points from vineyards and ox mills. It has 3 range. Likes to be on grass. You know what? This is a special building that is actually going to be worth an awful lot. By the way, also, at the bottom of each card, there is a recycle value. You can just burn them for raw points. That's a thing that's worth mentioning, but for sure we want to take advantage of our wheat and vineyard area up here. Like 165 is not bad for a single pick. I guess it's not quite as much as we paid for the draft, right? So in that sense, it's not great. But, you know, at some point you're going to run out of ability to play stuff. If you think about a draft as requiring the number of points that are shown here, like, it can certainly lead to reevaluations of some things. All right, let's hit basic food because we're looking for those cattle pastures. All right, there's that, and a hunting cabin. Oh, right, the hunting cabin's like the Royal Forest. Did forget about that. So the hauler doesn't care about the hunting cabin. The butcher does. We can make another decent butcher here just because of the river. River's great for everybody. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So we could just throw down a hunting cabin here. You know, I don't think that's terrible. And then the butcher can go here, and we'll just use these 2 tiles for the ox mill that we're trying to build. We have another butcher. I'm not sure where I want to put him. So we do still need a cattle pasture. Oh, we got a super wheat field, which is kind of funny. I guess this one does have +1 range. And I would really like to be near some other wheat fields. Well, unfortunately, we've actually built around a lot of our wheat fields pretty significantly. Really easy to get 50 value out of it, though. Also, we have so many wheat fields. So, like, if I'm going to play this on grass somewhere, I'm looking for a spot of grass that is surrounded by grass. The only things you care about are wheat fields and gatherers' huts. The game on this tile is not really doing anything anymore. Yeah, we can just construct our own wheat field area, right? That's what I'm thinking with these, with all these. So, like, we'd like to do it in a place that's naturally grassy so we get a lot of points from the normal wheat fields and then a lot of points from this. And unfortunately, we're kind of missing a lot of, like, naturally grassy areas where the area is large enough to do the thing I want. So we're just going to pick somewhere. This'll do, it's fine. Actually, this space only has 5 adjacencies. Whatever, it's fine. There we go. That's an awful lot of wheat. Brings us another pull. Unfortunately, we're 2 cards off of the thing we want to do here. All right, well, there's my cattle pasture. So that would go here, and it's pretty bad in this spot. But it's accomplishing stuff for us. And then, like, do I want to build another one of these is a question. So we can make a mill over here. Or I could just place the cow in a spot where he's, like, individually high scoring. Not super high scoring, though. There's actually not that many great spots for him. I built all around this now. I mean, 45 points is not too bad. We could just throw him down over there. Nah. We'll take this slight improvement. Alright, I think we have kind of stalled out on progress on this thing, but it's 120 points. That's worth decent value there. And we've immediately earned access to the storehouse. Good near settlements of various kinds, a holiday, of course, charcoal burner, royal forests. Ah, just like raw sources of rock? That's interesting. 35 points to the next building. Yep, it does say stone, iron, and fish. Alright, so that unlocks the lighthouse. 3rd card in that deck. Ooh, what's a beekeeper do? Really wants to be near vineyards and fruit farms, breweries and stuff. That's interesting. I'm gonna keep playing with the new cards as we're unlocking them here. Okay, storehouses and holiers and nothing else. And obviously it wants to be built on the coast. Who would have thought? And it really doesn't want... It's wild how many things we have here are like so against there being deer nearby. It's not clear to me what it has against stone or iron either. Okay, this is decent. If we built a storehouse up here, I guess I don't have the resources for that. You can put down more of these things, though. Yeah, there we go. Improving our score by deleting the wildlife. Oh, it's just a little bit too far. I can't benefit from both. I should have checked. Alright, well, we can put one down here. That'll boost the lighthouse. I do not know if this is a good score for a lighthouse. I think I'm going to put something down over the deer over here just to ease this a little bit. How about some berry bushes? Nope, I can't do that. How about... Yeah, I'm allowed to build a building over them. Well, I can just put a... Let's put down berry bushes for our new gathering hut instead. Look at that. And now the game have been run off. This lighthouse is even better. We could try to make a pull for... nope, we didn't grab the right... Didn't find the right deck here. I was going to say make a pull to try to get a storehouse to put down in this area. But without that, I'm not even sure what we want to do next. Let's just put down the lighthouse for the moment. Okay, so we're still trying to build up to the next foodstuff unlock and the next trade unlock. Ooh, extremely fancy brewery. This one doesn't suffer any penalty from other nearby breweries. That's interesting. I mean, it's hard to argue with this placement, I think. 325 points has got to be a diamond score, right? That was closer than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so another granary. I mean, we don't really need that. It's fine. We are trying to build up our trade score. So, you want to be near... You do get benefit from being near the lighthouse. Does it make sense to build a hauler somewhere down here? Yeah, I think so. So you get 100 points from this butcher there. That improves the value of a storehouse in this area. And both of those things give a lot of extra value to a lighthouse in this area. And you know, we could do some good work here if we were to remove the game before we play. So I still haven't built my textile merchant. I guess let's do that too while we're looking at it. Alright, what do we want to put down over top of these? You know, 55 points, that's not bad. It's better than we would get for most things in that location. And then you could just become a wheat field. Sorry, a flax field. There we go. And now we can get pretty decent payouts as long as we don't lose that hauler. Yeah. And that has unlocked the final card of this deck, the Harbor. Harbors love to be near lighthouses and storehouses. Yeah, okay, all the things you would expect. Really, really, really don't like being near predators, which is sort of strange to me. Sorry, it goes on the land, adjacent to the coast. Yeah. It doesn't actually have to be adjacent to the coast. I do find that interesting. Or it doesn't have to be on the water. It's something you build on the land coastline. Yeah, so we're just looking for our last food stuff unlock. So we pulled another butcher and another windmill. Let's go prep for these somewhere. There's a bunch of not quite grassy area over here that I think we're going to make use of. So the windmill would get... And the windmill gets points for wheat within 2 tiles. So we can put down an awful lot of wheat. Out of curiosity, did we ever get... No, we did not ever get indications for what these other buildings are. Very interesting. I'm going to build a windmill like right here, I think. So I'm just going to put down wheat on all of the tiles around that. There you go. Generally, you cannot afford to spend the effort necessary to set up a 240-point windmill. So this doesn't care about windmills. It does care about the harbor and the lighthouses and stuff. If we can build it just far enough away from... Oh, there's another storehouse there. Ah, the storehouse does like to be on the urban tiles. Yeah, actually, this is not bad. Let's just go ahead and tuck this in here. A little unrelated to the thing we were doing, I suppose. Alright, and then... all we have to do is put this down in, like, any position where it's earning some points. That centrally located storehouse over there is a little rough. Okay, there we go. Unlocking the final card in that deck. And what do we have here? Bakery. Bakeries that care an awful lot about windmills and charcoal burners and ox mills and... yeah, stuff makes sense. It's interesting how much more the windmill is worth than the ox mill. We could definitely afford to put down another windmill up here. And then benefit from all 3 of these in this bakery. Oh, and in fact, we accidentally created a smock mill. We figured out the other thing. So doing that gives you a granary card. That's very powerful. And removes the resources on some surrounding tiles and grasses up the surrounding tiles. And the granary cares a very great deal about the smock mill here. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, those play really well together. So we've unlocked one more pack. Let's just pop this open. The knowledge pack is the last thing here and the only thing we can select in this era. And I think it's going to be kind of not great going along with some of the stuff we have. Also, you can see our keep upgraded there and spread the urban tiles even further out. So the base level of this, the school, really wants you to have places where people could live. City districts, forest settlements, longhouses, and we don't have the base buildings for any of those things, unfortunately, because we didn't take any settlement chain stuff. Our schools are just not going to be very compelling. That's a little bit of a bummer, and it does feel like maybe there should be a second pack at the end of the, so you're at least making some choice, and one of them is a little bit more like resource based. But I think in general, you probably do just want to take the settlement pack. It has a lot of really cool buildings in it that give you some interesting building options, and it feels like a big mistake not to have it. So maybe take that as a tip from me to you. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I am not really done with this game, but at any time you can hit finish, recycle all your remaining cards, just get the raw score. And there we go. Not horrible. 11,000. As you can see, a game of this does go on for a bit. Obviously, you can save and come back to your session. Let's head back to the main menu here. So yeah, that is the basic idea of TerraScape. I think that it is a delight. It's a lot of fun to try to fit the merged buildings around each other and create these situations for maximization. And I was playing a little more quickly than I would ordinarily play there because I was trying to jam in a lot for all of y'all. But this is a fantastic, just relax, maybe watching something on your other monitor kind of puzzle game. I am way into it. That is TerraScape. It came out on Steam today, so it's probably on some kind of opening sale. I'm just gonna check real quick because I'm a professional. Yeah, $15 full price, currently 30% off. Yeah, I think definitely worth a look and worth your time. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, even more sort of chill games, definitely more puzzle games, definitely more numbers going up. You know how we do around here. And we'll see you then.